What's going on, guys? Today I am going to be installing my E85 kit on my 2014 Jeep SRT. I got this kit from Advanced Fuel Dynamics. Pretty much just plug and play. You plug it in, set it up, and you're good to start pumping E85. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing installed. Let's hope it works. Alright. Got the kit right there. Let me go ahead and pop the hood. Now I don't think you're going to need any tools or anything. Oh, that's pretty. But we are going to need a rag because they said that you will get some fuel in some places that you don't want it. Alright, so I'm going to go get a rag real quick. Good old trusty purple. Alright, and I'm sorry for the disgustingness. That is my engine bay. So we got the instructions right here. Download them to your phone. Super easy. Pop these covers off. There we go. That's just that's just for decoration. These on there. No, I'll take those off too. Need access to the fuel rail. So make sure everything's up out of the way. First thing it says is unplug injectors and install supplied connectors between injectors and vehicle harness. The harness can be set down and tucked in below the fuel rail for a clean looking installation. Injector leads connect as laid out, longest to shortest. The main harness has 4 looms. 2 of them are for the injectors and are different lengths. The longer lead is for the driver's side of the engine. Be sure the connectors are fully seated. Do not pull on wires. This can damage your harness. That's what she's talking about right here. It's so pretty. Go ahead and open this up. It's all zip tied together and it's all nice and pretty. They're all tangled up. You know what? Let's do this. Okay, so I got the whole harness laid out so you guys can see what it looks like. This is the longer side, just so you guys know. So yeah, it says the longer lead, the longer side is for the driver's side. This side is for the passenger side. Then you have your ground. You have your plug-in right there, which I believe this, there is a piece that this is going to plug into, the commander. And then this plugs into your fuel sensor that it came with. So this is what it looks like laid out, just so you guys see. It's got, each one has 4 different lengths, shortest to longest, obviously, depending on which injector you're plugging it into. So just letting you guys know, that's what it looks like all laid out. So it says we're going to disconnect all these injectors, which you're going to pop up on the little red tab that's on them. And then there's a little black tab on the inside and you can just unplug it like that. It's going to pop up on the red tab and then push on the black tab on the inside. Boom, easy. That side's done. This one might be a little bit more difficult because it's got a little bit more stuff in the way. And these ones plug in a little differently. It's stuck, come on now. There we go. That one's being difficult. There we go. There, got him. Okay. So, first things first, just to double check the length. Yep, this one is about 6 inches longer, so that is going to be the right side, the driver's side. lay this on top of here for now. Make sure I don't get my lengths confused as to which is which. Alright. And you guys can see there's a little clip right here on the inside. Right by this red piece, there's a little clip. That's going to line up right here on the injector where you pop the red tab up. Put it on there, make sure it's nice and tight. And this is going to line up the same way. There's a little clip inside the injector that's in the clip that's attached to the vehicle. And it's going to line up with that little slot on the injector harness. And then lock it in, and she's good to go. I'm going to do this with all of them. You can hear it actually click when it clicks in, so. Just want to make sure I don't get these all tangled up. Come on. It's not clicking. It's in there. Okay. That one is good. Alright, on to the next. So now these, on this side, these clips are opposite of how they clipped on this side. So when you clip them in, you're going to clip them in the opposite direction. Tightening these up. I don't know if y'all can see down in there. That's tight, but we'll get it. Okay, there we go. They're all clipped in. Alright, now it says find the connection to the fuel system located on the driver's side of the engine. Find fuel line connection on the driver's side firewall. Which it is talking about this line here that goes into the fuel rail. Unplug and remove fuel line from car. We recommend doing this with a cloth to absorb any fuel. Then install one of the fuel lines with the 90-degree connector to the fuel rail pointing toward the back of the engine. Connect the fuel sensor to the other end. Then connect the remaining fuel line from the sensor to the fuel line on the firewall. Fuel lines, fuel sensor. That's what we're talking about. That's what it's dealing with. So this is where our rag comes in handy. Yep, you're not supposed to break that when you pull it off. Just an FYI. I did because I break things, so. Yep. Quite a bit of fuel in there. Once you get that, you push on this and it releases it. So open this up, leave that there, let that soak up the fuel. And this is a much sturdier connection. There we go. I have that up so that the fuel, it's not going to come up that high. So, oh, yes it is. We're just going to leave that there. Fuel is slowly leaking out of it, which kind of sucks, but do that. Unplug this one back here. And cool, that's lost forever. Red caps. Because this is going to connect to our fuel line, which is seems to be like it's done dripping now. Okay. Alright, so that has a lot of fuel in it, just so everybody knows. This probably has some too. Yep. This is the piece you're going to take off. It's got the orange tag on it. We're going to connect this piece down here. There we go. And then our fuel sensor is going to go right in the middle. There. Okay. That's connected. Okay, now it says plug the wiring harness into the fuel sensor. Locate the ground. The ground is very important. You need to be sure that you clean the area well before grounding the wire to the PROFLEX commander harness with the eyelet attached. Okay. So that's good. So this is what it's talking about that you plug into here. And I've seen a couple people run this in different spots. Some people tuck it under and they run it up right into here, so it seems like a fairly decent spot to put this. showing all this jazz getting all tangled. But we are going to run this into here. Alright, so I'm going to clean this up a little bit before it's too late. This side's pretty good, relatively good for the most part. Shouldn't have to do anything else. So this was always tucked underneath right here, so I'm just going to leave it that way. I was fine with that. There. So there's that. And it just stayed tucked underneath like that. This side's going to be a little bit more special. I'm actually going to run this underneath. And just in case everybody is wondering, I did order X85. However, I canceled my order because my order was $86 for all the fuel that I ordered for X85 from VP Racing Fuels. And they contacted me to let me know, hey, because of my location, I kind of live in the middle of nowhere. They said it's going to be $140 to ship that. So I was like, yeah, I'm good. Don't need to do that. That's not their fault that it costs that much to ship it, though. So, and I am going to, I think I'm going to disconnect this and flip it around so that it's facing up and it's kind of away from the motor. So, but these pins are a little bit stiff, so it's a little difficult to do this. There we go. So it's going to stay tucked up in here, not tucked down like I had it before. Okay. So that is the next thing that we are plugging in. There's only one way to plug this in. As you can see, there's a clip on the top right here or the bottom, depending on how you're holding it. And I wanted the clip facing this way too, so there, I think it just clipped in. Yeah, it's not pulling off, so that's good. Okay, so got that there. Gonna tuck all of our excess wire in here for now. Now, ground wire. There's a spot for a ground down there. It's probably a 10 mil. Okay, so there's a 10 mil down here. Loosened it. I should be able to grab it with my fingers now. Okay. Got it. And we got some sandpaper. Pretty decent chunk of that sanded. That's where your ground wire is going to connect. Okay, that is on there. That's on there good. Alright. Next step, locate the ground. We did that. Install the PROFLEX commander unit away from heat and weather as much as possible. So this bad boy, I'm going to put this right over here. There we go. Clipped in. Try and get that to pull so it'll sit just like that. First, let's clean up all these wires in here. garbage put over here. Get this reinstalled. There we go. Tucked back and away. Alright, now it says start the vehicle. Ah, okay. Okay, so we got all this put back together. You don't want to plug this in yet because it wants you to start the vehicle a couple times without having this plugged in just to make sure nothing's leaking. So I'm actually going to pop this back off just so that I can see the fuel lines that we plugged in to make sure none of them are spraying any water. They're all in there. Okay. Start the vehicle without plugging in the PROFLEX commander unit. The vehicle should start and operate normally. Repeat 2 to 3 times to verify everything is plugged in properly. Check engine light will illuminate if connections are not correct at this time. Okay. So, start her up. Took out some fuel, so it took it a second. Make sure everything's good. Fuel leaking or gushing. There's no fuel leaking anywhere, which is good. Sounds like it's running normally. Okay, turn the vehicle off. We're going to start it up a second time. And this time it starts right away because there's now fuel going through that line. Okay, I'm going to shut off. And now we will start the vehicle a third time. Just to confirm there are no lights. No engine lights, nothing like that. The vehicle sounds like it's running as it normally does. We will confirm that there is no fuel leaking. No fuel. I see no dripping. None of that. Go ahead and pop that back on. Alright, that harness and everything is installed. We're going to turn the vehicle off again so we can plug in the commander. Okay, so now it says plug the harness into the PROFLEX commander unit and start your vehicle. Fill up with E85 and enjoy. So, this tape is not sticking, so unfortunately it is just going to sit here like that. Close the hood. Get all of our junk out of the way because we're going to drive to the gas station and put some E85 in her. Okay, now we do have to download the app. So it's PROFLEX Connect. You have to install it. So I have an Android, so I'm going to have to go in through my apps and I have to turn on location services. Vehicle is on. Locations are on. Connect. Hey, we're running 8 and 9% ethanol because it's 93, and that can contain up to, I believe it's 10% ethanol. So that's working. So we're gonna go to the gas station, put some E85 in her, and see what happens.
In writing.
GSTV's word of the day.
Earn 750 Speedy Rewards points when you buy 4 energy drinks at the same brand. Rockstar, Tangerine, Mango, Guava, Strawberry. Available exclusively at Speedway.
Confirm flex fuel. Yep, begin fueling.
Here's your local 3-day forecast.
So exciting. First startup on E85. Just put in 18 gallons. So it'll probably take a minute. To go through some of that gas. So we'll start driving, we'll see what happens. Reset mine. It's got a few gallons to go through, so it may not register for a little while, but we'll go for a little drive and see what happens. Oh, up to 10. Ooh, we saw 10. Winter blend, but we're at 53%. It's purring. 56, man, it's not awesome 85, but I know like most of them are like, winter blends are like low 50s. So that's not too bad. I know once it gets warmer out, that'll get better. But seriously, I just filled my tank up for less than $40, and I'm usually going through $80 a week in gas. So that's not bad. We'll have to see how the gas mileage is, because I hear E85 burns a little hotter, so your gas mileage depletes a little bit. Plus, once all that gas gets mixed up, all the rest of the gasoline, the 93 that's in there, once all that's out, I know it'll be a little bit higher percentage. So. That's not too bad. Doing about the same as far as gas mileage goes compared to how I'm usually doing after I fill up. It's just gonna keep going up because I'm just cruising. So make sure she's running okay before I punch it. All right. Oh yeah, you can feel that. That's the difference. Yup. Wow, yeah, you can feel that. Woo, okay. I'm sold. I recommend it to anybody. I'm gonna see if I can go find a spot to do a 0 to 60 pull. my average with 93. I think I did one last week right after I filled up, or I had close to a full tank of gas. I did a 0 to 60 in 4.4 seconds, so